Hi, welcome to the small shed. Today I want to cut down on the pollution from this laser engraver. See you in a minute. Well, now that I've got the laser engraver working properly, one of the big things that hit me immediately was the amount of particulates that were getting out into the atmosphere as soon as I started using it. It's invisible and therefore pretty dangerous stuff. It's very small diameter. It's less than it's around 0.3 mu, I think, which is smaller than most of the filters, the HEPA filters, will deal with. So I thought the best thing I can do is to actually get it right outside the shed as soon as I can. So just have a look at the laser engraver itself and we'll see what can be done to try and stop that pollution getting out. So here's the problem. I haven't got the filter in the front, which I will put in. That is needed to save your eyesight from looking at the laser. But I do want to keep a means of actually seeing what's going on inside it when you're setting it up. So ideally the sides want to be clear perspex. I have got some perspex, so I think I'll cut that to size. I was again going to take it all the way down to the bottom to seal things up. But again, because there's a fan running to cool the laser and to extract, it does need a certain amount of air intake. So at the moment I'm going to just cut it to the sizes of the side panels so that there will be a negative airflow and it should pull the air in. If it's still a problem, we'll check it out by testing. Later on I can seal those up and just leave a couple of very small vents somewhere else. On the back, same thing. I shall just cut a panel to fit around the fan, and then I've just got some bits of plastic piping I'm playing with to try and find a means of getting it to something that I can use as an extract. I want something flexible because obviously I'm moving the thing around, so I'm going to be using flexible extract pipe there. I want a length roughly long enough to go out through the window, but at the moment I'm just trying to sort out how to fit the two together, and it needs to be detachable so that the back needs to be on it all the while, because I don't want to be messing around sticking it on every time I use it, but it could do with some sort of a spigot on the back. So I'll play with that for a minute or two. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of wood and I'm just going to laser engrave a small shed logo on it. Nothing fancy, no need for anything special, but I just want to measure how much pollution there is in here after 5 minutes using it. So we'll get that going first. Now that's immediately raised the question as to whether or not I need to have a bottom plate on this as well, because in a lot of cases like this I'm lifting the whole device off the ground and therefore there's a much bigger area where smoke can get out around the edges. I haven't got enough of the thin perspex that I'm using for the sides. This is only about 3mm, 2mm. I've got some 5mm which I might make a base plate for, but that will immediately then mean that that'll have to fit inside the base, otherwise it will lift it up and lose the focus on the nozzle. I think what I'll do is I will try it first of all with just the sides in, hoping that the draw from the fan will be pulling air in and it won't be a problem. The testing again will prove whether that's right or not. So we've got that roughly centered on a bit of timber. We've got a fairly small, it's only 25mm square, so it shouldn't take long to do, but then I can watch the meter and see how that climbs as we cut this out, and see how much it uses up as it climbs up to the top. This is so thin, I'll probably just cut it with a craft knife. Just score it a few times and then it should snap. That's it. Decided I'm going to just pop it inside the actual framework, cut that roughly to size. Also screw in these this panel on the front, which has got the tint on it to stop you burning your eyes. We need to get a depth on it, about 80mm. So we've now got two pieces which are internals for the sides. Little glue in there and there. Should stay out of the way of the machinery on either side. I've still got one of the film pieces to take off yet, but I'll leave that on at the moment. So that should seal up the three sides with the front one as well. I've now got a piece that slides into there and will fix externally because I don't want it to hit the carriage of the machine, and there's one that fits internally there. So we get the glue gun on the go and get those sealed in. That's it. Sealed it all up as far as I can, and then we'll find a way of getting an extract built. Right, I think I've solved the outlet problem. I've got a bit of plastic that some model making stuff. I shall cut that square with a big hole in the middle and bolt that through the existing bolts of that fan housing, which will attach that to the back of the machine, and onto that I shall be gluing the large pipe outlet from the flush pipe I've got. Going to stitch drill the inside of this out and then file it out to suit, or cut it with a knife. Right, we're nearly there. I've just put the bolts through that back plate push those through the fan again. With any luck there's enough thread left on them to attach the bolts on the back. Yep, there is, and then I've just put a little bit of tape around the pipe at the moment because it was very slightly slack, but now that's a nice snug fit in there. So we'll put this together and do a final test and see if we've got anywhere. Okay. Now that's pretty much settled down after about 5 minutes now to, roughly speaking, 4,000, 1,200, 210, 220, 30, 2 and 2, and that's pretty much the normal background in here that I can judge against. Right, we will give it a try. We've got it set up the same as before. Got the pipe going out through the back window, and I suppose the only difference is that with having the window open there is a bit more draft in here, which might skew things a bit, but we'll just give it a go and find out. I call that a success. I think it went up at the most to about 12 or 13,000 on the smallest particles, and given that I'm looking at it now and it's 4, that's still a 3 times increase in the background level, so it may be that a bottom plate is worth contemplating. But given that we were getting up to 65,000 before, we've now cut that by at least 4, if nothing more than that. So hopefully the thing is now a lot more usable within the shed. Downside is I've got to clear the window ledges, because to open the window and stop everything falling out I need to take everything off the window ledges, but that's a different story. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was of interest. Look forward to seeing you next week, and we'll see you then. Take care, bye.